Well, I'm going to throw out my first question here, and it was one I had kind of buried in my notes, and I was going to wait until the end of the show to bring it up. But with what happened to Big E recently, and you kind of going through the same thing, I really
Right.
wanted to ask you about the mental aspect of this. We all know athletes who, they say it's not really rehabbing from the knee injury; it's that first step or the first cut after an MCL. For a guy like you going through it, what was the mental part of coming back from that injury?
Yeah, first off, for Big E, man, I hope for a speedy recovery on the guy. I was literally there on his first day of training at FCW way back in the day. Super good dude from the very beginning to, and everybody that seems to know him and love him, we're all hoping he has a speedy recovery. His seems to be a little more severe than mine. I got lucky and was blessed beyond blessing because I didn't actually break my neck. The MRIs that I got were all clean. I didn't have any, damage to the spinal cord, no breaks, no nothing like that. I just ultimately had like severe trauma to the muscles through my neck and into my back. It was basically like having a severe whiplash situation on my part. So for him, luckily, like I said, he has cracked vertebrae, but nothing that requires surgery from what he said, which is an amazing thing. But it's a long process, and it's just kind of that mental aspect of going, all right, and like for me, even now, like I think I'm as recovered as I'm going to ever be, but my body kind of still protects itself. Like somebody will say something, and they'll be like, "Hey, Lance," and instead of just turning my head and looking at them, I'll do the whole body turn, and I don't even really need to do it. Just my body is still kind of in that, protect yourself, lock down, and make sure you don't hurt yourself mode. And so I think for him, coming back from this, that's going to be, as you're getting range of motion, our training staff at AEW, Bryce, one of our trainers, like he would torture me, but what he was really doing was helping me advance so quickly in a way that I wouldn't have been able to do by myself, just with my own rehab, or even with, like a regular place that does rehab, because like he's very specific with sports rehab. And like I said, for Big E, I think that's going to be the big thing, once his cracked vertebrae heals so that he can start his own rehab, is getting that range of motion. And again, trusting your body to move. He's such a thick, muscular dude, he's going to have to get that, again, I keep saying range of motion, but that's the biggest aspect to it.